You ever notice how anime disappointment hits harder than any other kind of disappointment? Like, movies can be bad, whatever. TV shows fall off, happens all the time. But anime builds a relationship with you. You don't just watch anime, you defend anime. You recommend it to friends, you argue about it online. You save OSTs you don't even understand the lyrics to. So when an anime starts strong, oh, bro, your brain goes crazy. You're already imagining season 2 being even darker, characters getting insane development, that one side character becoming a fan favorite. You're thinking, yeah, this one's special. And then it fumbles. Not instantly, not obviously, but slowly. And that's worse, because now you're stuck saying the most painful sentence in anime history. Man, this anime had so much potential. So today, we're talking about 10 anime that had insane potential but fumbled hard. Not trash, not unwatchable, just heartbreakingly close to greatness. Why this topic hurts? Here's the thing. Bad anime doesn't hurt. You drop it, you forget it, you move on. But these anime did something right. They had incredible concepts, strong openings, memorable moments, characters you actually cared about. They made you stay, which means when they messed up, it felt personal. Some were ruined by pacing, some by rushed adaptations, some by production disasters, some by writers not knowing how to finish. Different reasons, same pain. All right. Let's start from the bottom. Here are 10 anime that had insane potential but fumbled hard.
人を殺せる。僕なら助けられたはずなのに。
Number 10, Erased. Mystery, thriller, time travel, and trauma. Erased is one of those anime that doesn't scream for attention. It whispers. And somehow, that makes it scarier. The power itself isn't flashy, no time portals, no dramatic activation. It just happens. Something bad is about to occur, and suddenly your life rewinds without asking permission. That alone is terrifying, because the story isn't about changing the past for glory, it's about regret. And when Erase sends the MC back to childhood, that's genius, because being a kid makes everything feel bigger. Danger feels massive, adults feel untouchable, fear feels suffocating. Early Erased keeps you tense. Every adult feels suspicious. Every quiet moment feels wrong. You're watching like, okay, something bad is coming. I can feel it. And for most of the anime, that tension works. But then, the mystery becomes too clear. The villain loses depth. The psychological dread fades. The ending isn't awful, but it's not unforgettable either. And that's the problem. Erased should have left you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Instead, it gently lets you go. And you're left thinking, man, this could have been legendary.
偶然見ただけだ。というか近い。
Number 9, Classroom of the Elite anime adaptation. Psychological, drama, strategy, and manipulation. This one hurts because the idea is flawless. A school where morality doesn't matter, only results. Where people smile while stabbing each other socially. And at the center of it all, a protagonist who doesn't care about winning. He cares about control. Ayanokochi should feel unsettling, like someone you shouldn't trust. But the anime makes him feel cool, detached, edgy, almost heroic. And that completely changes the vibe. The biggest issue, the anime rushes thought. You're shown outcomes, not manipulation. You're told plans worked, not how they worked, which kills tension. This should have been slow, uncomfortable, mentally exhausting. Instead, it feels like a psychological anime on fast forward. Still enjoyable, but nowhere near what it could have been.
嘘。
Number 8, Tokyo Revengers. Action, drama, time travel, and gangs. Tokyo Revengers started strong, like surprisingly strong. Deaths mattered, friendships felt real, choices felt heavy. Takemichi being weak, that wasn't the issue. The issue is that he never truly evolves. Same emotional breakdowns, same mistakes, same structure. And once time travel becomes predictable, the fear disappears. Because deep down, you know, yeah, this is getting a reset. And when an anime loses fear, it loses power. Tokyo Revengers didn't crash, it stalled.
我慢しなくていいのよ。あなたは間違ってないんだから。
Number 7. Tokyo Ghoul. Dark fantasy, horror, identity, and loss. Tokyo Ghoul should have been untouchable. The concept alone is elite. Identity crisis, morality, survival in a world that hates you. Season 1 nails atmosphere. Dark, oppressive, uncomfortable. Kaneki's suffering feels earned. But then, everything speeds up. Arcs skipped, motivations rushed, emotional moments thrown at you without build-up. Kaneki's transformation should have been iconic. Instead, it feels messy, confusing, disjointed. This anime didn't lose its soul, it lost its time.
安心しろ。ただのサイズチェックだ。
Number 6. The 7 Deadly Sins. Fantasy, action, mythology, and adventure. This is the definition of wasted momentum. Because early on, this anime is fun. Like, genuinely fun. You've got a colorful fantasy world, legendary sins as characters, comedy that actually lands, lore that feels ancient and mysterious. Melodious is chaotic. Bon is entertaining. Escanor shows up later and steals the entire anime. Everything is set up for greatness. And then, production just gives up. And I don't say that lightly, because action anime needs impact. When swords don't feel heavy, when punches look floaty, when frames start melting, your brain disconnects. You stop feeling hype, you stop feeling danger. And suddenly, moments that should have been legendary become memes for the wrong reasons. And once an anime becomes a meme for the wrong reasons, it's over. The story didn't completely fall apart. The characters were still there. But anime is visual storytelling. And when visuals betray the story, everything collapses together. 7 Deadly Sins didn't deserve that ending.
今すぐここを離れよう。ミサイルが来る。
Number 5. Aldnoah Zero. Sci-fi, mecha, war, and politics. Aldnoah Zero had one of the strongest first episodes in mecha anime. No exaggeration. The political tension? Fire. The music? Insane. The concept? Earth versus Mars with technology so advanced it feels unfair. And the MC? Cold, calm, analytical. Not screaming, not emotional, just thinking. Season 1 makes you believe this is going somewhere deep. Battles feel strategic. Deaths feel meaningful. The war feels cruel. And then Season 2 happens and it's like someone hit fast forward. Deaths undone. Consequences erased. Characters simplified. Suddenly, choices don't matter as much. And that's deadly for a war story. Because war stories need consequence. If people survive everything, if sacrifices don't stick, then the tension dies. Aldnoah Zero didn't explode into chaos. It slowly deflated. Like a balloon losing air mid-party.
ないって言ったろ。マニュアルにも緊急切断方法は一切載ってなかった。
Number 4. Sword Art Online. Sci-fi, action, virtual reality, and survival. Okay, let's be honest. Sword Art Online is one of the most important anime of its era. Whether you love it or hate it, you cannot deny its impact. The concept alone is legendary. Trapped in a game, no logout, death is permanent. That should have been a psychological nightmare. And early Aincrad, it works. Fear feels real, isolation hits, relationships feel fragile. And then they rush it. Floor skips, time jumps, important growth happens off-screen. We don't live in Aincrad, we visit it. And that's the tragedy, because Aincrad deserved time. Every floor could have been its own arc. Every death could have reshaped characters. Every victory could have felt earned. Instead, Sword Art Online becomes a power fantasy. Kirito stops struggling, stakes disappear, worlds change faster than emotions can catch up. Sword Art Online didn't lack ideas, it lacked patience. And that's why it's still argued about today, because everyone can see what it could have been.
赤の矢も、あとはおじさんを自首させるのに使ったら。
Number 3. Platinum End. This one is frustrating in a very specific way, because the idea is actually insane. Angels, God candidates, life, death, morality, free will. This is Death Note territory. And considering it's from the same creators, expectations were already sky high. Early on, Platinum End feels interesting. Not amazing, not boring, just enough to keep you watching. And that's where the cracks start to show, because the anime doesn't earn its philosophy. Characters don't feel like people, they feel like walking debates. Instead of, wow, I understand why they think this way, you're thinking, okay, what point is this anime trying to make? A lot of talking, a lot of monologues, a lot of moral questions, but very little emotional connection. And here's the real issue. Philosophical anime needs grounding. Death Note worked because Light felt real. His ego felt human. His fear felt authentic. Platinum Man skips that. So when big decisions happen, they don't hit. When characters die, you don't feel it. It's not bad, it's just empty. And that hurts more because the potential was massive.
ごめんなさい。助けてもらったのに疑って。
Number 2. The Promised Neverland Season 2. This one still hurts, like genuinely. Season 1 of The Promised Neverland is a masterpiece. Tension, atmosphere, mind games, fear. Every episode makes you anxious. Kids versus an unbeatable system, brains over brawn, silence louder than screams. And then Season 2 happens, and it feels like someone hit fast forward permanently. Entire arc skipped, beloved characters erased, character development thrown away. Moments that should have been entire seasons become montages. Emotionally, it's devastating, but not in a good way, because you don't get time to feel anything. Deaths don't breathe. Reunions feel rushed. Threats feel hollow. This wasn't an accident. This was a decision, and that's why fans are still mad. The Promised Neverland didn't just fumble. It's self-destructed.
お、なんでお前いんの?
緊急事態よ
Number 1, One Punch Man Season 3 Part 1. I'm gonna be straight up. This one disappointed me. Season 1 was legendary. Everything worked. Animation, comedy, impact. It reminded me why I love anime in the first place. So when Season 3 Part 1 finished, I expected that same feeling. And I just didn't get it. The biggest issue for me is impact. One Punch Man only works when execution is perfect. If the animation isn't sharp, the punch isn't funny. If the pacing is off, the satire doesn't land. And too many moments in Part 1 felt flat. Some scenes that should have felt insane were just okay. Some jokes barely got a reaction out of me. And that hurts because the source material here is crazy. This arc is supposed to feel chaotic and overwhelming. But watching it, I never felt that pressure. I was watching, not reacting. And for One Punch Man, that's the problem. Maybe Part 2 fixes everything. I honestly hope it does. But as it stands, Season 3 Part 1 didn't live up to what One Punch Man should feel like. And that's why it's number 1 on this list. Final thoughts. Here's the thing. I don't hate these anime. I remember them because they gave us something. They gave us moments, characters, scenes that stuck, even if they fell apart later. And honestly, that's why they hurt, because we saw the future. We imagined the greatness. We believed. And sometimes anime just doesn't get there. Not because it's bad, but because it didn't get enough time, enough care, enough patience. And yeah, that sucks, but those early moments, those still matter. If this video hit you, like it. If you disagree, comment. I'll read everything. And if you've ever said, man, this anime had so much potential, subscribe, because you're one of us. I'll see you in the next one.